Exercise 115. Let's continue work with p-adic. So, remark. So we have proved graded ring associated p-adic is isomorphic to CKIINZ. So this is equal to p-adic, which is also isomorphic to CKT over T. And all of this is contained p-adic completion, which is CK. Formal power series ring. So let's do an exercise. Show that fixed point under K will be the run, under GK will be the run is K. Okay, so the left hand side seems to be much bigger than the right hand side. Actually, they're the same. So firstly, we have K is contained p-adic fixed by GK. So K itself is fixed by GK, but the problem is K contained in p-adic? Actually, yes, because there is, we have proved that we could lift it. There is this lifting of K bar to p-adic plus. Actually, this makes it a K bar algebra even. But the induced topology, there is not, the subtopology, there is not the valuation topology. So this is a ring map. This is a betting is a ring. There is a ring. There is an injective ring map from K bar to p-adic plus. And so this is GK equal covariant, and so in particular there is a ring isomorphic to K that is in the fixed point of GK. Now to prove the equality, so we take any non-zero element from fixed point. Then there exists some integer I such that this element fall into some filtration I, but not in field I plus 1, which is smaller in priori. Now let B bar be the major B. The quotient of this field I by field I plus 1 of p-adic, which is isomorphic then to C of I, CK of I. And then from Tedson theorem, we have mentioned several times. The fixed point of cky by jk is either k or 0. Depends on I equals 0 or not. And now then this b bar is in C k of I. B is fixed by jk, and b bar is fixed by jk, and so this is either k or 0, either 0 or inside k, but b is not 0. B is not 0 implies, and the fact B is inside field I but not in field I plus 1, telling you that B bar is not 0. At these times, I must be 0 itself. So B minus, let's say B bar is hence in K. Again, it beds into B Durham plus. And then what can we say? Then what can we say? I mean, then, so this is through some section S. So B, you can compare this B with the image of this because they're both in B Durham plus. And so what happened to this? If we compare this, this must be of the form alpha times c to the power k for some k k bigger than 0, and alpha in B Durham plus. In other words, we are saying that this is in the kernel of in the maximal ideal, in other words, in the kernel of theta. So theta Durham acting on B minus S. This should be theta Durham on B minus B bar. So this is actually it embeds a k into B Durham plus, in particular k. And what is this theta Durham plus of B? What's the relation of the B and B bar? So actually B bar is its quotient by some maximal ideals, right? So B actually it is I mean congruent to, you could say modulo some c to the power k. Let me see. In particular mod C, okay? Actually, yeah, we could just argue from here. We know that I equal 0 actually is telling you that B is infinity 0, B Durham, which is B Durham plus, and B is not in B Durham plus times C. But then B bar is then inside the quotient, which gives you, say, k. Right, so congruent to B mod maximum ideal. Actually, this is B bar. Yeah, we don't need whatever else arguments. So this is 0, okay? This is telling that B minus image of B bar is inside some filtration line B Durham for some I bigger or equal than 1. But small b is in B Durham plus, and B bar is in K. And so it is not possible B minus S of B is in filtration I of beta, which means beta plus times some power of C. Unless B equals S B bar. Hence B is containing K, and so but so here left you to think about it as a sub-exercise. Why is it not impossible? So actually B is here, but not in B around C. So if you compute the p-adic valuation of this is 0. Right. And here the valuation of this is again 0, and so the valuation of this should be I mean the p-adic valuation is both at 0. And then this doesn't tell you anything, right? Because it could be possible C right plus K and then minus K, and then it's falling to here, so I can argue this. I mean, the problem is that B under the map of theta Durand plus from B Durand plus to CP, it maps exactly to B bar, because B bar is B quotient by field 1. If this is the case, how can I conclude? There is a section. I cannot directly conclude from the fact B bar is in K and then B is in K, or can I? There is a unique section, right? And so this is mapped to S of B bar, and so B minus S B bar, the different liftings, they're in the kernel of theta term plus, and so it is of the form alpha times C power K. And then what else can I say? Yeah, but if that's not zero, let's say B equals S of B bar, this is inside K plus some alpha times C to the power K, not zero, and then B is fixed by GK. And the action on it would be S of B bar is through the GK equivalent section. This is still set because this is fixed while the G action on C which filtration am I using? I'm using T or I'm using C? I'm using T. Great. Wait. This should not be a problem, right? It's the same idea, it's different generator, but then this will be J of alpha, chi of J to the power K, and then T to the power K. Why I remember that Galo action on C is trivial. Maybe I did some wrong computation there. And so for any J, this is the same. Would that force this to be 0? Interesting, because with C I'm remembering, so C, this is defined to be, C is defined to be omega bar plus P in W of R. And so this is omega 0 everywhere plus P, and then this is let's just compute J of C. This is just J of omega. 0 everywhere plus J of P, which is P. And then this omega is minus P. I see. This is the wait. This is the same C. This is the same C. It's always in WR. C is in WR. R is perfect. And so we acting G, acting component wisely. This is still minus P, and this is minus P root of it. And it should have a cyclotomic, but my argument is that R is a perfect field, so Frobenius is bijective. There should be unique pth root of minus P. Am I wrong? Because it really seems like, yeah, when you're acting it, it really seems like there should be cyclotomic. But I'm claiming that that should be trivial because R is perfect. Am I wrong? Let me check. Let me think about that. So it seems like what you are claiming is that there is a unique pth root of 1. Is that correct in R? I mean, Frobenius is bijection, right? This is telling that it's surjective and injective. If two elements have the same p power, then they must be the same in R. Ah, wait, I know. I made a mistake here. I'm sorry. So the problem is that this is in WR and R is perfect. There's no problem. But where does this happen? So this is in R. And when you look at its components, this is in R, and so each component is already in OK bar. And indeed, it is. This is not in a perfect field now, and exactly the difference by action of G will be decided by element insufficient star. So this is again corresponding to cyclotomic chapter. So yeah, so G C is not C. I said something wrong before, but before when we mentioned this, we were only talking about the filtration is G is stable. That's still true. Now you could even see this more clearly because this filtration is either given by T or given by C. By T, this is, as what we know, cyclotomic chapter of G on T, right? Okay, good. So we're back here. This should force it. I don't think this should not be difficult. Should force is this part will be 0, and so B equals S of B bar, so it's lies in K.